So today I'm going to show you how to do a scalloped edge on the edge of your granny square. Assuming now you've sewn several granny squares together to make a cushion, what you would do, you can use this actually to sew the front and back of your cushion together instead of crocheting it together with the scallop stitch. It'd save you a little bit of time, but that's up to you. So I'm going to count from the corner. So I've got my 2 chains in the corner, and then I'm going to go into the 3rd stitch here. Okay, so I'm going to go through here. I'm going to just fold my yarn over, pull it through. I'm not doing a slip knot because you don't want a knot there. And now I'm going to do a slip stitch just to anchor that there. Okay, and then into the next stitch I'm going to do 5 double crochets. Now you can do 6 if you like, but I'm just going to do 5 just for the sake of speed here. Okay, so you're going to do wrap your yarn and do 5 trebles. Just going to keep that tail out of the way for the minute. So 1, oops, very splitty yarn. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so there's 5. Now I've got 5 here, and you can see it's kind of standing up. So I want to bring it down to make the scallop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my stitches here, and I'm going to skip this one and go into the 3rd one. Okay, so I'm going to go under both posts of the 3rd chain of the 3rd stitch, sorry, pull the yarn through and do a slip stitch. Now, do you see that that's created a nice scallop? So then to make the next scallop, again I'm going to count 2 stitches, 1, 2, and go into the 3rd one. And in the 3rd one, I'm going to do 5 more trebles. Okay, now I've done my 5. I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to go into the 3rd chain, 3rd stitch from that grouping. Put it through, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Now, you can see the effect that you get. Now, there is an option to skip just 1 stitch if you prefer. It just depends on the look that you want. It can make it a little less tight, and that's perfectly valid. Now here at the corner, what you may want to do is do a grouping of scallop right here in the corner instead of skipping, because otherwise you might pull it tight. So what I would do is I would go straight into the corner and do 5 or 6, up to you, trebles. The thinner the yarn, the more trebles you want. So if you're using a double knitting, this is an Aran weight. If you're using a double knitting, you might want to do 6. If you're using a 4-ply, you might want to do 7 or 8. Just this is slightly thicker. Oops, I've kind of caught myself there, haven't I? Let me just go back and pick that up again. You can see this yarn splits a lot, so it's a bit tricky. Okay, so there I've got my 5 for the corner, and then I would go straight into the next stitch here and do my slip stitch just to keep it anchored. Okay. Now, you may prefer to do one skip one stitch in between each grouping rather than two, because that might make it a little flatter for you.